Yo, what's up, Insurgency people? I'm creating this video to show you all the different fire support for the insurgent side. I feel like um, everyone kind of hates on the fire support for insurgents, but I really think it can be useful if used really well. It definitely isn't as effective as the security in the game, but I really wanted to do kind of like a little showcase video because it's also not really understood very well, and it's also kind of confusing and not super well known how all the different fire support calls work. They're quite similar for the insurgents, so it's helpful to kind of distinguish them a little bit. So it's just a little compilation video. So what you're seeing here is probably the most powerful, which is the rocket barrage, which you only get 2 of in the game. And it's kind of intense. It hits a lot at once in a few different waves. And as you can see, it covers quite a wide area. So if you're in PvP, this is the kind of thing you can do to really target either a whole compound or really even a flank. This is a great way to hit one flank and then move up the other. So as with all your fire support, you really want to be telling your team when you're dropping that kind of fire support so they can push up the other side. Because if it's going to be dropping for a while, you don't want to catch your teammates just running straight into it. And what you saw just there a second ago, that was the bomber drones. And so that is more kind of like a precision drop, kind of better to just hit a compound, a little bit safer if you don't want to catch teammates in the crossfire. So that's a good one if you want to maybe hit the in PvP, like hit the if they're camping out and you just want like a quick strike. That's a good one if you want something that's precise, that isn't just going to bomb out a whole area and risk catching your teammates. With fire support, it's more about just avoiding friendly fire more than anything, and being an addition to the game, especially in PvP, where you really can win or lose, and an effective commander and observer can just make a world of difference. So what you're seeing here is the explosive mortars. So this is very similar to the rockets. The main difference is it's just less powerful. You don't get as many waves, and rather than getting a lot dropping at once, it's kind of just pops up in a few different areas. So it's a very effective one if you're defending, and you just want to put down some fire support in an area that that the enemy is advancing through. Especially if there's like a clear channel where maybe the streets force them up a certain way and they can't avoid running through that area. That's a great one to drop on the flank, just where they're coming through. So it's a really good defensive one. What you're seeing here is the chemical mortars. So the thing with chemical mortars, right, is you really only catch new players out with this, because some people just will forget to equip their mask. It's free for insurgents. There's no cost to equip the mask. There is a cost for the security team. Some people might not equip it. It's pretty easy to avoid. The main advantage with chemical mortars is that actually it provides a little bit of cover, so you can drop this right on if they're camping out. This is a way of maybe forcing them out. You might get 1 or 2 kills out of it. It also reduces their visibility, but the main advantage with it is you can happily call it on the base that the enemy's defending, tell your teammates that you're calling in smoke, and then you're not going to have deaths on your team. So it's like really effective for that reason, that mainly just like you can call it quite happily, say, hey guys, I'm calling in gas. They can pop on their masks, and then you're not gonna have like all this friendly fire. So it's like kind of safer fire support. And the one you just saw a second ago, that was the single drone. So that one's kind of a pain in the ass. The issue with that one is that's kind of a good one to send into a compound, because it's kind of a precision strike. But you got to make sure that you, as with all these, just that you're telling your teammates that you're sending in, because the worst thing is that these things go off right next to like teammates, you know, as they're trying to breach your compound area, and they take out all your guys along with the enemy. So the drone, I tend to not really bother with it because it's only one explosion. It's not that accurate. And often you just end up taking out teammates. And I generally find with fire support, it's much better to just use them to provide suppression on one side of the map. You know, say you want to just suppress the enemy who's maybe camping out on one flank. You know, you drop a bunch of fire support on that side, and then you just tell your guys, hey, push up. We're going to push up the, you know, the western side or the right flank or whatever. And what you're seeing here is probably the most important actual tool, which is smoke. Dropping smoke in the game is crucial. The main thing is just dropping this, especially if the enemy is camping. Drop it in front of not on top of their base. Yeah, and make sure you're dropping it on the enemy, not on your guys. So you often need to put it more downrange than you think. Anyway, hope that was helpful. Just helpful to see these in action. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.